Hey everyone, we're LDG. I'm Brooks, and these two aliens are.
I'm Kitty.
And I'm Lizzy.
I do not know what planet they are, but you don't want to know anyway. Okay, we're doing fresh thoughts on
Dawn on Titan.
fun little space battle exploration, take over the world kind of game. We were lucky enough to talk to the designers and play with the designers beforehand, and so we just finally got a game in with Liz. What do you think, Liz?
Well, for the first time ever playing it, it was a very unique feel. I really enjoyed just going out and then the flipping and moving in and having to pay attention to where you were and how you could just shoot around the planet.
Yeah, I do really like the movement mechanic in it.
It's so cool.
Depending on which layer of orbit you're in, you get a specific amount of movement, and you have to be facing the correct direction. A lot of the decisions that the designers made for the game were rooted in scientific fact, so it's cool. That's why you have to Immelman, which is flip your ship in the other direction, and
yeah, I'll never be calling it that because I can't even pronounce that.
That's okay. We were fine with flippy flip. We knew what you meant.
Yeah, flippy flip. But one of my favorite things was actually like how rooted in science it was, because I love a game, you know, a historical game, a science game, whatever, anything that like helps you learn stuff as well. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I know you. You usually spend most of your time scouring rule books for scientific nuggets.
Yeah, exactly. Or historical facts, just any real world application little tidbits.
Exactly, and you're all like, let's get to the game, and I'm like, but did you know?
Well, we like to learn, but you know, after we play the game.
Do we like to learn, though?
I do. I love learning little weird facts that no one cares about other than us.
Yeah, so one of my favorite things about the game also is that it doesn't really seem to matter what strategy you choose. There's this nice tug of war between players. It creates a lot of interactivity. It makes it so that you can kind of make false alliances, or real alliances, but they're usually false because I like to backstab people. Sorry, Liz.
Never.
And
yeah, and I would never, ever do anything to come in and steal your factory.
Yeah, you certainly wouldn't ever swoop in while I was being distracted by Kitty and steal something away from me. But yeah, that's the best part about it. You can do like a smoke and mirrors kind of thing, or do what I did in the first time I played it, which was kind of incite infighting between two other players.
So which was kind of genius.
Yeah, so that I could just creep around and steal stuff and be like, oh no.
Yeah, I remember I was, you know, trying to fight with Yoon when you just like crept right under our ship's noses and took the resources you needed.
Yeah, and it's got kind of a nice balance of resource management, right, Liz?
Yeah, it was really interesting on how to get what you needed and then also where you want to place things and how to put them out. It was just like you had to decide which place you wanted it in, because your ships can get destroyed and you really want that ship out, so you could really just have your resources devoted to that ship to be able to, once it's destroyed, just deploy it again.
Yeah, speaking of ships, it's a good thing you can either have this huge army, you could focus your resource management on, you know, beefing up, getting as many ships out as you can so you have a big presence on the board, or you could kind of be more understated and use your resources to upgrade your cards, which come into play during battle.
Yeah, and it's a really hard choice, I found. Like the first time we played, I did not upgrade my cards at all, and I ended up really regretting it because I saw the designers like kind of go hardcore for that, and it really benefited them. But then at the same time, it's like, you know, this time around, I worked on that a little bit, but then I wished I'd done the other strategy.
Yeah, I mean, you did beat us on the cards a lot, which made me really wish I could do the cards, but then I was able to move around more because I had more ships, so I had more options.
Yeah, I think that's what creates that really nice, perfect balance between play styles, because no matter what you choose, It's not like you're guaranteed to have the upper hand if you do blank, which is always nice in a game to make sure that some of the mechanics weren't just thrown in for fluff or to, flush out the game, so it wasn't just a basic, move and conquer kind of thing. So
yeah,
that's why I'm really glad it's like that.
I feel like it'll have a lot of replayability too that way, because since there are so many different ways you can strategize and different viable strategies, it makes it more likely that you'll want to play it again.
I know I really want to get it to the table, like, any day now.
So it's wrapping up on Kickstarter as of right now, I think. So really excited for that to get to us.
Yeah, exactly. I want the finalized version on this table tomorrow.
Oh, you don't want to do everything by Tabletop Simulator now?
No.
Really?
We play games physically on physical tables. That is what we do. But I am really looking forward to the finalized artwork. I know you guys had not noticed the movement of the moons, because based on where you are, you're moving one direction or the other direction, and it was really hard to tell for you guys the first time which way. But
yeah, there's a chart in the corner of the board, and what you do is as you play the game, you refer to it, and it tells you, depending on which orbit you're in. I'm sure if you played the game 100 times, you'll have it memorized, which orbit goes which direction.
Yeah. Or you could look at the moons, because they do have that fading of the artwork.
Yeah, that's what I was just getting to. Liz actually noticed during our playthrough, which we didn't notice the first time
we didn't.
Well, maybe they updated the artwork in between.
You're giving us the benefit of the doubt.
I am, because you guys are highly intelligent and never miss anything.
Not at all.
I'm not kidding about the highly intelligent part, just the missing anything.
You've never been more right. Yeah, and so Liz noticed that the moons are actually in the orbit they're in. They have kind of like a trail behind them, which indicates which direction you're supposed to move. So that made it a lot easier, because while you're looking at where you're moving your pawn, you know which direction you have to be facing. We did notice that there was a small little colorblind chink in the ships. Liz, you noticed that and you had a solution for that?
Yeah, just simply having one side have lines, like the gold has 3 layers. So if the gold side had 3 lines within the gold color, that would eliminate any issue. Although I looked on the Kickstarter, they are going to have screen printed meeples now.
Nice.
So that may or may not be fixing that issue, which maybe we could comment or something on that if it hasn't been addressed in their artwork already. Which, speaking of their artwork, love the diversity of the characters. It was even on male and female. There were 2 females, 2 males, and then there was a diversity in skin tones, which was really awesome to see a small publisher especially focused on something that is so important these days.
Absolutely. And I even know one of the traditionally male characters is completely androgynous almost.
Yeah,
that's the one that Kitty plays with the most. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just think that's so cool and so important. And they're all just so different. And I remember they said originally they wanted it to just be faceless corporations. So I'm really excited that they went with doing characters, because they did such a good job at it.
Yes,
absolutely. And when we spoke with the designers, they even said it's just as easy to create diversity in a game, which I will never forget. The designers saying that to us unprompted. They said it's just as easy to make a game diverse as it is to not make it diverse. They had me hooked.
Me too.
Because I think that should be the motto for anyone. It's literally just as easy to make the cast of characters, no matter what the theme is, diverse.
Yeah, they even said it was important that you could see yourself in the game, or try on a different persona that you never thought of before. Exactly. So I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, it provides a little bit of role playing. You go in with your ships, with your company of elite investigators or astronomers, or help me out here, guys.
Space corporation people.
Yeah, you're corporate people, and you go in. And you are this elite band of whatever you are based on the artwork of your character. It's really cool to get into that.
So we had nothing but good experiences whenever we played it. We're going to be very excited to get our Kickstarter copies to our table. And that was Fresh Thoughts with LDG. Thanks for joining us.
And until next time, just remember to have fun.
Be present.
And be you.
In space.
Be me? What?
Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to us. We would love to hear from you.